Philip Moore may have been awarded a Bronze Star during World War II, but he is probably remembered more for what he did for veterans and others after World War II. Moore served for 30 months in the South Pacific with the 1st Cavalry Division, beginning on April 7, 1942. From that day, when he started his military career at Fort Devens, Massachusetts, to the end of his life, it was Moore's mission to serve his country and his fellow veterans. Besides the Bronze Star for bravery, he received the Purple Heart for injuries in combat and the Combat Infantryman's Medal for his participation in ground combat. Moore came from humble beginnings and a complicated childhood. His mother, Catherine, was of Irish ancestry, and his father was Lithuanian. Moore's parents were unmarried, and unfortunately for young Philip, his father had little influence on his life. His mother, who was the first woman reporter for the Evening Tribune, gave him the last name of Moore after a physician in the neighborhood. By 1920, he was living in an orphanage on Maple Street, a place ran by the Sisters of Charity of Montreal, otherwise known as the Grey Nuns. In the 1950s, that orphanage transitioned to what today is Mary Immaculate Healthcare Services. While Moore did not complete high school, he was an accomplished singer who had the lead roles in several local productions while a teenager. However, it was the food industry and not entertainment that would be his profession. When he returned home from the war, he worked as a short-order cook at Cedar Crest during the early morning shift. At 5 a.m., he opened the restaurant, and there would be people waiting for Moore's oatmeal. There was many a guy who came in and didn't have a dime, but they had a meal because Moore gave it to them. Not only was he generous, but he was also patriotic, as he was active in the Veterans of Foreign Wars, the Disabled American Veterans, and the Military Order of the Purple Heart, and the Lawrence Veterans Council. A member of the VFW claimed that Moore folded more flags for deceased veterans than anyone else. While he unsuccessfully campaigned for alderman for public property and parks, he was close to Mayor Buckley, who appointed Moore as a city messenger.